the Daily Illini, and we're the student newspaper of this university since 1871. These two right here, they are the other MPs, and let them to introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, I'm so happy to see all your lovely faces here today. My name is Heather Robinson, and I am the managing editor for reporting. So if you have any questions in general about any of the sections, feel free to ask me at the end or shoot me an email.
Hi all, my name is Ryan. I'm the managing editor for visuals. I oversee design, photo, and video. All those editors will get into all the sections later, so I won't talk too much about that, but you can come see me or any of them afterwards after questions. And yeah.
All right, so before we get into the statistics of each section, I wanted to talk a little bit about our transition. So what we're experiencing right now is a period of time where print newspaper isn't as popular as before. So what our approach is, this environment, is that we are transitioning to online. Instead of printing twice a week, we are printing just one time per week. And this print content isn't the Daily Illini that we use to print. Instead, it's the same content and varies every week. The upcoming section is called the Hispanic Heritage Edition, and the one that was published this Wednesday was the Technograph, which was engineering and things like that. So a little bit about our structure. There's under the ME for reporting, there's different sections who writes, and under each section there's assistant editors and people of that nature. And under the editor for visuals, there's design editors and the ones who take photos, videos. And under me, and for online, there's the social media director and people who manage our website and the copy sheet, which we'll talk about later.
All right, hey everyone, my name is Savannah and I'm the news editor here. So before we get into it, here's just a couple of the stories that we've produced in the last couple of weeks. As you can see, we went down a variety of topics. All right, so yeah, we report on anything and everything. News is really encompasses a lot of stuff, and so we really encourage you to find interesting angles and stories that really speak to you. It is the most fast-paced section that we have here at the DI. You will be working with these stories and encourage you to interview at least 3 sources per story and talk to different people and get those perspectives. And you'll also be picking up daytime breaking news shifts throughout the week, which basically means you'll just come into the office, sit down at our desk, and be on call in case any breaking news events come up so you can go cover them. So reasons you should join the news life. We have 5 editors here to help you strengthen your writing skills, and I think news is a great way for you guys to learn how to be more concise writers. You also develop great cold calling skills because you will be reporting on breaking news events, and you kind of just have to have off-the-cuff interviews. And you get to learn more about you by being champion in the process. You really become a resident expert on random topics. For example, I could probably tell you a lot more than COVID-19 than you all care about, but it's super fun and interesting to get to know and be able to do that.
Editor, Gwen's not here today, but I know it. This is Jenny, I don't know why I handed the mic. So part of the life and culture, actually what sets us apart from news is our stories are longer, they're more descriptive, they're a little bit more narrative. We cover a lot of things like RSOs, events, protests. Sometimes we do reviews on restaurants and stuff. So like Amrita said, we work on just about everything. And also you do not need any experience. I am a mechanical engineer, but I'm working for the Daily Illini.
So these are some of the people that features writers are interviewed. So there's like actors, musicians. The next page is like the UI police chief. So if you're interested in certain issues, like especially if you come from a background like Rohit was saying that isn't journalism, you can bring those interests to features. Yeah, that's like over here is like the Illinois Student Government President. So yeah. Okay, so you can pitch story ideas to write about, basically whatever you're interested in. And then you have every 2 weeks you turn in a story. It's usually a little bit longer than news, like 700 words. So if you're interested in English or literary writing, that would be a great would be a great place for you. You can also collaborate with photographers and graphic design editors for the visuals for your story. So some of the benefits are you get to know campus and see really quick, Champaign-Urbana really quickly because you can interview student organizations, you can interview local businesses, yeah, really anything that Champaign has to offer that you're interested in, you can report on. And this was made by Gwen, and she really likes Taylor Swift, so that's why that's there. She's like down here. Yeah.
Hey guys, my name is Matt. I'm the Investigative News and Longform editor for the Daily Illini. What we like to do with Investigative News and Longform is we cover anything from local politics to current events to campus events and developments to personality profiles of unique individuals. But what really sets us apart from the other departments is we have a longer reporting timeline. We'd like to budget about 4 weeks per reporter per story, but if a reporter thinks their story needs more time to be told or needs to be developed a bit more, we totally respect that. On the alternative, if you can crank out a well-reported, well-written long form in 1 to 2 weeks, by all means go ahead. We just like to gauge around 4 weeks because we need to keep the department going. We don't want to grind to a halt or anything. And I really like this longer reporting timeline because it allows you to develop closer relationships with your sources. You get to do multiple follow-up interviews. You really get to know the people that you're talking to, and you can submit for public records. One thing that I want to stress is you can certainly do both long form and other sections, because I know a lot of first-year DI writers really want to get that experience right out of the gate doing news reporting or feature writing. And if you're working on a longer project, you don't only have to do that project. You can do other things too, you just have to be kind of good at multitasking. That's up to Nathan.
Thank you. I'm Nathaniel Langley. I'm the opinions editor. And before I begin, I just have one quick question for everyone. Can you please raise your hand if you've had an opinion before? Nice, nice. I've seen a lot of hands. Thank you, guys. So you're actually 99% way there. Here at Opinions, we do opinions. So if you're looking to convince others you're right, if you have a passion for arguing, or if you just feel like you want to do something that's more creative with writing, Opinions is the place for you. At Opinions, we have 3 different types of writings you can do. So first one, our bread and butter, will be the columns. That's an argumentative form of writing where you're just trying to convince someone that you have the right argument. And those can be any genre you want. They can cover almost everything under the sun. So for instance, you can argue that pineapple is the best topping on pizza, or you could say that the Supreme Court should be dismantled. It's really up to you. You can write about whatever. Our next one was introduced last semester. It's DI Voices. They're more personal narratives that are something that aren't necessarily opinionated. They're more of just your perspective on something. And it just shows the world more of your personal experience with that. And then another thing that was reintroduced last semester is Campus Scout, who is the Daily Illini's premier journalist. He will actually be celebrating his 110th birthday in about 3 weeks. And so Campus Scout is also a satirical column. So he'll go around campus, he'll write about anything that just catches his eye that might be funny. And if you feel like you might want to contribute to that, that you have maybe a good sense of humor, then you're a perfect fit. And so here at Opinions, these are just some of the examples of columns we write. Top left, you can see there with the minivan. That is my columnist Raina's DI Voices piece. She wrote about how meaningful it was to have her childhood minivan passed down to her. Another one you can see bottom left is I had one of my columnists, Matthew, last semester write against defunding the police on campus. So you can really write whatever you just comes to mind, and we're really accommodating here at Opinions. And so what your life will be like as a columnist, so you're going to write every other week, or you can write weekly, that's up to you. You'll receive edits from myself or assistants. We really help you out, no matter what your experience of writing is, whether it's rudimentary or it's pretty advanced. We're there along with you through the journey. You'll also be looking for crafting quality content, and we will help you improve your writing and editing skills. And also, just as a columnist, to develop outstanding research skills. For instance, I learned a lot about the filibuster and its ties to the civil rights movement, when I was doing my column against the filibuster, you just obtain great exposure by putting yourself out there and receiving views. And likewise, we are accommodating, and some future prospects columnists hold, if you use it right, you could really get a better chance at going to law school or getting a good start in politics by being a columnist. If you're interested in media, this is definitely a place for you. Writing, really anything, opinions is the place. And if you're interested, go to dailyillini.com/apply and make sure you put opinions as the first check mark. Thank you.
Okay, so I have to follow that one up. That's fine. Okay, my name is Jackson, I'm the sports editor. Who here has ever attended or watched a sporting event before? Wow, I'm shocked. Well, if you couldn't guess it by the title of our section, we cover sports here at University of Illinois, so we cover all 19 Big Ten sports. One of the benefits of writing is that you get to write stories about tons of different sports. You get to talk to players and athletes, or players, athletes, and coaches, which is pretty cool. You get to sit in media row with media credentials. And yeah, so I literally wrote this, I don't remember what I got. So I mean, obviously, like pretty much every other section here, you get to improve your writing, interviewing, time management skills. One of the cool things that really helps you expand your knowledge on a bunch of different sports. Like I started, my first week was tennis, and I had never watched tennis before in my life at all. But now I have a different appreciation for it now that I've covered it for like a year. Yeah, you also get the opportunity to network in the sports journalism industry because you get to sit with professional journalists like in media row, which is pretty cool. Yeah, if you have any other questions, you can let me know afterwards.
Hi everybody, my name's Casey. The editor of Buzz Magazine is Carolina Garibay. She's not here tonight, but I have been writing for Buzz for a long time, since August 2018. So I'm really excited to tell you a little bit about it. So Buzz used to be an actual physical magazine in the late 90s. It moved to online, and we are now integrating it into the Daily Illini website. So we used to have a separate site that was Buzz Magazine, and now it is a section of the Daily Illini, which it always was. So the ideal Buzz writer enjoys pop culture. They are curious, and they want to know a little bit more about the Champaign-Urbana art, music, and food scene. I found over my time writing for Buzz that Champaign-Urbana actually has a lot to offer in terms of art and culture. And I think that's a big misconception about this town. They're creative and they want to improve their interviewing skills as well. So we write just about arts and entertainment, music, movies, TV. I've written about food before. You can write about restaurants. You can write a column. We have a column called Illini Recommends, which is about video games. And you basically get a week and a half to 2 weeks to write a story. You can come up with your own ideas, or we also have a spreadsheet of ideas. And it's really fun because we get to kind of sit around and collaborate and throw around ideas. So here's the seller right here. You get free concert tickets. Here's some photos of Sydney and Carolina at Lollapalooza this year, and they went for free. Anyone interested now? Okay. I remember a show that I got to go to for free was Young the Giant my freshman year. It was a band I really liked, and I also got to be all cool and mysterious with my notebook in the corner. So yeah, you can have important contacts in the music industry, and it's really fun for me personally to just talk to artists and musicians because they are really cool people. So we also do have a weekly radio show that's optional on WPGU. It's very manageable, it's just 2 hours per week, and you can kind of just get on air and vent and talk about whatever. We talk about news, pop culture, opinions. And it's a really cool experience, especially if you want to get some exposure talking live on the radio.
what I'm here for. So, okay, I'm gonna do another question. Who here has taken a photo before? Raise your hands. Yay! We love to see it. Okay, so the day in the life of a Daily Illini photographer. Basically, what we have you do is go out once or twice a week to an event of your choosing. I'll put it out in our group message system, and you guys can sign up for what you'd like to photograph. And then you guys will edit your photos, upload them to a Google Drive, and then I will select them to go either online, in print, or on our social media. Sorry, I'm sick right now. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you. What you need, you guys do have to supply your own cameras, but there's also options for you to rent a camera from the Illinois Library or the Art and Design checkout window if you are a part of the Art Design School. There's a lot of things you can do with photography in the Daily Illini. We shoot a lot of D1 sports, campus life, different festivities, events going on around the Champaign-Urbana area. We have lots of sports photos, football. We actually got passes to go to Lollapalooza with Buzz Magazine this summer, and that was a really awesome experience. So if you continue shooting with us, you can get really awesome opportunities like that. And then, yeah, these are just some ways or like in which you can, I'm sorry, I'm really blinking right now. Through being a photographer, you can have real-world experience in the photojournalism industry. You can have great images for your portfolio. It's a great resume builder, all that jazz. If you'd like to talk to me, you can see me after the session, or you can email me at this link, email address. Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Maddie Chemers. I am the video editor. That's me. You might have seen me behind the camera. I'm actually going to take a little time to tell you guys a story, and you guys are lucky because the class yesterday, or whatever, whoever came yesterday did not get to hear this story, so special. Basically, imagine I walked on campus as a freshman, terrified. Sophomore year, still terrified. Second semester, sophomore year, I joined the DI, and then I decided I wanted to buy a camera because I was so into the video department. Catch me walking all over campus with my camera. I'm literally obsessed. I just like to walk around and be like, oh hey, maybe I'll take a photo of you. Maybe a video. I don't know. People literally come up to me afterwards and they're like, I saw you on the quad yesterday. Like you were taking videos. Like was I in any of them? Maybe you'll have to watch our YouTube channel and find out. I don't know. Basically, we're also doing TikToks. You get to do interviews with super cool people. You could go to sports games, other events. We can get you those media passes, you know. And also, I'm going to do one of those. Has anybody ever, how many of you guys have TikTok? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's literally what I thought. So you don't need a camera for the video department. You can just use your phone, make TikToks, make video articles. We've got it all. And I have all this energy. I can share it with you guys. I have so much love for you already. And if you want to be in another department, you can also make videos with that department. But you also have to go through me, so. Thank you, everybody.
All right, hey everyone, my name is Jonah and I'm the design editor. So basically what my section does is pretty straightforward. We design everything. So in more specifics, we mainly focus on making graphics, whether they're infographics or illustrations, for the stories, to complement the stories that everyone behind me writes, edits, etc. Other things that we do is that we design the print edition, which is now coming out once a week because we kind of updated it to like a modernized tabloid style. You'll see some of that in a second. And then also, in addition to with the print editions, we make the covers for those. Every single one of those tabloids has covers, so yeah, and then some more cool opportunities you can see down here, some stuff that we've been doing. Some of these are made by me, some of them are made by my fellow staff. So, and then just some more stuff. So you got quite a bit of opportunities and creative freedom to kind of like make some good stuff here. So, And then that's like an inside spread of our new updated print edition. So you can see like how creative we can get, push the boundaries a little bit. So yeah, again, real cool stuff here. So why become a designer? So for one, if you're majoring in graphic design or something similar, it's a great way to put in some works for your portfolio. Also, you can put it in your resume. And then being here is like a really good resume experience, good thing to have on there. And then you can also get some more learning experience. You don't need any prior experience. I can tell you everything you need to know, teach you some tips and tricks, all that good stuff. And then you can get some easy recognition for your work on social media. You get tagged on Instagram for everything that you make, so that's all good. And then most importantly, it's fun. I don't know, like, how else I can stress how fun it is being here. So if you're interested, talk to me when we're done here, or you can email me. My email is right there. But yeah, thanks for listening.
Again, I won't ask who has social media because that will be redundant. But what I'm going to say is that this is the social media department and, well, social media section, and we have things like Instagram, well, it was on the last slide, but we had newsletters. There's the traditional newsletter that we used to do, and we actually there is the traditional newsletter that we do. It's called Daily Illini newsletter. It is sent out at 11 a.m. every day, and there's the fast blogs that we just launched recently. It is about sports, and it's sent out twice a week at 12. So what is important about social media is that in the economy today, we are actually seeking to reach out to our audience, and if we just sit there and think that people just go onto our website and click on articles, is actually just really wrong, and we shouldn't think that way because in order to reach our audience, a more sort of aggressive approach is to be utilized, and by putting our articles on places where people usually spend their time on with our free, which is social media, it necessarily creates a way to reach out to the audience with our articles. So this is an example on how we promote our articles on Instagram. We post stories and posts in order to showcase a series of articles that we think will grant us the most readership. But also sometimes we choose articles that aren't so popular, but instead represent what the DI stands for. Recently there's a lot of cases about like civil politics and just like the COVID vaccine situation and all that. We tend to choose a position where it is most beneficial to the public and what we perceive as just, and then we put them on our social media account. So here are the two newsletters that I just mentioned. Fast Blogs, which is about sports, and Daily Illini, which is about the general articles. So, being part of the social media team, you will be posting articles and posting articles on social media accounts and sending out newsletters. But that is it for the part where it's like daily grind. And after that, there's endless possibilities limited only by your imagination and dedication to your work, because there's just so many projects that we haven't thought of, and we would love you to present it to us. And there's a ton of leniency and space of creativity in our team. So yeah, definitely try something new. And there's also third, which is the most important part, posting pictures of this odd arrow.
All right, so I'm going to talk about copy now. Our copy chief could not make it tonight, and it's Lally. In copy, basically, you read and edit all the articles that are coming through, check them for grammatical mistakes, AP style errors, and all that. You can go to the next slide, please. It's a fun department, so Lally runs a great ship. They have weekly socials. It's great for enhancing your reading skills, writing skills, and it's just a great department on our own. Okay, this is just a more general slide. So if you want to apply to the Daily Illini, you go to dailyillini.com/apply. You can also find it at the footer of our website. You scroll all the way down. There's a little form you fill out. You select the sections you most want. It's real simple.